Imagine a world without cars, electricity, or the internet. A world where the clash of swords and the roar of catapults filled the air. This was the ancient world, where empires rose and fell, and battles were fought with courage and cunning. One such battle, the Battle of Trench, stands out as a testament to the ingenuity and brutality of ancient warfare. The sun beat down on the parched earth as two armies faced each other across a deep trench. The air was thick with tension and the smell of sweat. On one side stood the defenders, their faces grim but determined. Their city, their homes, and their families were behind them. They knew they had to hold the line. On the other side stood the attackers, a vast horde of warriors eager for glory and plunder. Their eyes glinted with anticipation. They had traveled far and endured much to reach this point. Victory was within their grasp. The Battle of Trench was more than just a clash of armies, it was a clash of civilizations. The defenders represented the old order, a world of tradition and hierarchy. The attackers represented the new, a world of change and ambition. The trench that separated them was a symbolic divide between two different ways of life. The outcome of this battle would determine the fate of a nation, shaping the course of history for generations to come. The defending army, though smaller in number, had the advantage of fortified walls and a strategic position. Their city was built on a hill, surrounded by a deep trench that acted as a natural barrier. This gave them a clear line of sight and the ability to rain down arrows and javelins upon their enemies. The defenders were a mix of seasoned veterans and citizen soldiers, all bound by a common desire to protect their homeland. The attacking army was a diverse force, composed of different tribes and clans united under a single ambitious leader. They were known for their ferocity in battle and their unwavering determination. Their numbers were vast, their weapons sharp, and their desire for victory burned like a wildfire. They believed their superior numbers and unwavering spirit would overcome any obstacle, including the formidable trench that stood between them and their objective. The clash between these two forces represented more than just a battle for territory. It was a clash of cultures, ideologies, and ways of life. The defenders stood for stability and tradition, while the attackers represented the winds of change sweeping across the ancient world. The Battle of Trench was not just a struggle for survival, it was a struggle for the future. Ancient warfare was a complex dance of strategy and tactics. Before the main battle commenced, both sides engaged in a series of skirmishes and maneuvers, testing each other's strengths and weaknesses. The attackers sent out scouts to gather information about the defenders' fortifications and troop deployments. They launched probing attacks, attempting to find weak points in the city's defenses. The defenders, in turn, countered with sorties of their own, disrupting the attackers' supply lines and harassing their foraging parties. They used their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage, setting traps and ambushes to slow down the enemy's advance. Both sides relied on cunning and deception, employing spies and spreading misinformation to confuse their opponents. The early stages of the Battle of Trench were marked by a constant ebb and flow of action, as both sides sought to gain an advantage over the other. These initial skirmishes served as a prelude to the main event, shaping the battlefield and setting the stage for the epic clash to come. Each maneuver, each feint, and each clash brought both armies closer to the decisive moment that would determine the course of the battle. Ancient siege warfare was characterized by the use of ingenious and terrifying machines designed to break down fortifications and demoralize the enemy. The attackers brought with them a variety of siege engines, each with its own unique purpose and destructive power. Catapults, powered by twisted ropes and human muscle, hurled massive stones at the city walls, aiming to create breaches for their infantry to exploit. Battering rams, massive logs reinforced with iron and swung by teams of men, slammed against the gates, hoping to shatter them and open a path into the city. Siege towers, wooden structures taller than the city walls, allowed archers to rain down arrows on the defenders while protected from enemy fire. The attackers deployed their engines methodically, aiming to weaken the defenders' resolve and create openings in their defenses. The defenders, however, were not passive observers. They countered the attackers' siege engines with their own ingenuity and resourcefulness. They used ropes and grappling hooks to try and disable the catapults and battering rams. They poured boiling oil and burning pitch down on the siege towers, setting them ablaze and forcing the attackers to retreat. The battle for Trench was a clash not just of men, but also of machines, a testament to the ingenuity and destructive power of ancient warfare. Life in the trenches, a glimpse into the past. Life for the soldiers on both sides of the trench was harsh and unforgiving. The defenders, confined within their city walls, faced constant pressure and the threat of attack. They endured sleepless nights, listening for the sounds of enemy activity, and lived with the knowledge that their lives could be forfeit at any moment. The attackers, camped outside the city walls, faced their own set of challenges. They endured the elements, exposed to the scorching sun and chilling nights. Food and water were scarce, and disease spread quickly through their ranks. Despite the hardships, both sides found ways to maintain their morale and fighting spirit. The defenders drew strength from their families and the belief that they were fighting for a just cause. The attackers were motivated by the promise of victory and the spoils of war. In the lulls between skirmishes and assaults, soldiers on both sides found ways to pass the time. They played games, told stories, and wrote letters to loved ones back home. These moments of respite offered a brief escape from the horrors of war, reminding them of the humanity that still existed amidst the chaos and brutality. The Battle of Trench was not just a clash of armies, it was a human drama played out on a grand scale, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the human spirit. Tide turns, a twist of fate. The battle raged for weeks, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. The attackers launched wave after wave of assaults, attempting to breach the city's defenses, but the defenders held firm, repelling each attack with determination. Just when it seemed the attackers' superior numbers would eventually prevail, a twist of fate changed the course of the battle. A sudden and violent storm swept across the battlefield, catching both armies off guard. The torrential rain turned the ground into a muddy quagmire, making it difficult for the attackers to maneuver their siege engines. The wind howled through the trees, extinguishing torches and plunging the battlefield into darkness. The storm, which initially seemed like a disadvantage to both sides, proved to be a blessing in disguise for the defenders. The attackers, their ranks disordered and their siege engines bogged down in the mud, were vulnerable. The defenders, familiar with the terrain and fighting within their own city walls, saw an opportunity. They launched a daring counterattack, taking advantage of the chaos and confusion caused by the storm. This unexpected turn of events injected a new wave of energy into the defenders and demoralized the attackers, shifting the momentum of the battle in their favor. Aftermath and legacy echoes of ancient warfare. The Battle of Trench, though fought in a distant past, continues to resonate through the ages. The strategies and tactics employed by both sides provide valuable insights into the nature of ancient warfare, revealing the ingenuity and adaptability of ancient commanders. The use of siege engines, the importance of logistics and supply lines, and the psychological impact of warfare on both soldiers and civilians are all lessons that continue to be relevant today. The archaeological remains of the battlefield offer a tangible link to the past, allowing us to reconstruct the events of the battle and understand the lives of the soldiers who fought there. The study of ancient battles like Trench is not just an exercise in historical curiosity, it is an opportunity to learn from the past, to understand the enduring nature of conflict, and to appreciate the courage and resilience of those who came before us. The Battle of Trench, though long over, continues to whisper its tales of courage, ingenuity, and the enduring human spirit in the face of adversity. Its legacy lives on, in the echoes of ancient warfare that resonate through the ages, reminding us of the timeless nature of conflict and the lessons to be learned from the past. Conclusion: lessons learned from the Battle of Trench. The Battle of Trench, though fought in a time vastly different from our own, offers valuable lessons that transcend time and technology. It highlights the importance of adaptability in warfare, demonstrating that even the best laid plans can be disrupted by unexpected events. The defenders' ability to exploit the storm to their advantage underscores the need for commanders to be able to think on their feet and adjust their strategies as the situation demands. The battle also reveals the psychological impact of warfare, showing how morale and determination can play a decisive role in shaping the outcome of a conflict. The defenders, despite being outnumbered and outgunned, drew strength from their belief in their cause and their determination to protect their homes and families. This inner strength proved to be a decisive factor in their eventual victory. The Battle of Trench, though belonging to a distant past, offers timeless lessons about leadership, strategy, and the human spirit in the face of adversity. It reminds us that the nature of conflict, though constantly evolving, continues to revolve around the fundamental principles of courage, ingenuity, and the will to prevail. By studying the battles of the past, we gain a deeper understanding of the challenges and opportunities that face us today.